H-Town, Petco Park, a new beginning, let's go. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Baby said she wanna go to the game. Taught her how to say Padres gang. Started back rocking the brown. Ever since we been knocking them down. Mitchell and Ness with the old school name. All of the homies holler Padres gang. Yeah, that.
And good day, everybody. Welcome to the Talking Friars Padres versus Giants pregame show. I am your host, Ben Fadden, and today the Padres, in their second of three in San Francisco, get started at 1:05 p.m. Pacific time. That is the first pitch on Bally Sports San Diego, on Fox Sports 1 for the national audience, and on 97.3 The Fan, as always, on the radio. The Giants enter today 22-16. The Padres are 25-14. You can follow the social media channels at Talking Friars on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for daily Padres content. All right, the Padres are in second place entering today's game after last night's extra inning win. In the National League West, they are a game and a half back of the Dodgers. I believe the Dodgers won again last night against the Phillies. And the Giants are in third place still after last night's loss to us, and they are 4 games back instead of 3 games back, obviously. Padres coming off of that 10-inning win last night, really up and down game. It was up. Myers had that big double off the wall to right field, and then Luis Garcia comes in, and I think he got the first 2 outs, and then after that, struggled. Single, walk, hits a spot to Wilmer Flores, but it's a bloop single, 2-run score, tie game. Then they go to extras, and good thing Manny came through. And I think they scored 2 runs. I forget how many runs, but Manny came through there. Profar came through with that RBI single. So a good win, because they were able to come back. They didn't just fall flat, when Garcia gave it up. They came back. I hate to use the B word, battle, but that's what they did. They hung in there, and they got the win. So they are 11 games over 500 entering today's game. Just a reminder, episode 167 with Lauren Shahadi of MLB Network and TBS is out. I've had some clips up there. I put some clips up on the social media channels and on this YouTube channel. Talked about Chris Matt and Manny. What is Manny like behind the scenes and in an interview? Because he is misunderstood, obviously, in the national media. So I wanted to get her perspective on that. If the Padres are better set up for a World Series this year compared to last year, and why is that the case? If it is the case, talked about some of her favorite interviews, ballparks to go to and travel to, and cities to travel to. So it was really fun to talk to her. She's one of the guests that I've been trying to get on for a long, long time, and we got that done. So I'm happy about that. Yesterday's win for the Padres, that guaranteed themselves a winning road trip. Even if they lose the next 2 games, they'll be 5-4 on the road trip. Obviously, you have your best pitcher right now throwing today. So you hope to win the game, but it's also tough because you have Carlos Rodon on the other side. And I know Rodon, he has a 3.49 ERA, but that does not tell the whole story, right? He had that ERA definitely inflate last Sunday night on Sunday Night Baseball against the Cardinals, where he allowed 8 earned runs. And he only allowed 1 walk, but he gave up 10 hits. So he was getting smacked around. But if you take that start out from Rodon, he had not allowed more than 2 runs in any start this season. So this matchup's probably going to be a good pitcher's duel. He's back at home. And on the other side of things with the Padres here with Joe Musgrove, he hasn't allowed more than 2 runs in any start. He has not had a clunker like Rodon had last time out. He's coming off that 6 strikeout performance against the Braves on Sunday, where the Padres ended up winning in extras. Remember, Chris Matt came up huge in the 9th and the 10th inning. In that kind of like his first high leverage situation, if that's what you want to call that, in his Padre career, if I remember correctly. I mean, he's always been the long guy, pitching out of the bullpen when a starter doesn't go long, or if like Blake Snell gets hurt like he did earlier this year. So he came up big on Sunday, and they ended up getting that win, and they scored a lot of runs there. It was like, 7-3 or something that they ended up winning that game in extra innings. I think it was in 11 innings last Sunday against the Braves. And as for the bullpen situation, I mean, Chris Matt pitched yesterday, so I don't think he would be available today. Same with Luis Garcia, obviously coming off of 2 days rest. And matter of fact, here I'll just share the bullpen chart with you right now. Obviously, this has Tim Hill on it. It didn't have Tim Hill on it last night on the pregame show because Tim Hill wasn't on the roster when I went live. It happened after, so I gave my reaction to that. That video's up on this YouTube channel of Steven Wilson being sent down and Tim Hill being activated. Tim Hill goes 4 pitches, coming off the IL, got out of the jam that Chris Matt got into. I'll say that. I don't think Chris Matt was like terrible, but he definitely wasn't the way that he was against the Braves, right, last weekend. So the good news, Taylor Rogers is available, right? And what we've seen, like we saw yesterday, when Rogers is not available, oh man, it's tough to watch. It's you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who they're going to use. You didn't really know, okay, so who's going to close last night going in? Oh, it's Garcia? Okay. And then he goes 33 pitches and ends up, closing that game out in that extra inning. But like Tim Hill, yeah, he came in for that one situation. I'd expect him to be available today. Stammen probably would pitch today. Him, Suarez, I would think, and then Rogers. Those 3 seem like guys that would pitch today. Mackenzie Gore probably will start tomorrow. I think Bob Melvin said before the game yesterday that he's going to announce tomorrow's starter before the game today, or just sometime today. I don't know if it's before the game, but it's sometime today. That's when he's going to announce starting, and it's expected to be Mackenzie Gore. So I obviously would not expect Gore to pitch. And to be honest, I wouldn't expect Martinez to pitch coming off 50 pitches on, when was that? Today is Saturday, so Thursday when he had those 50 pitches. So that's the bullpen situation for today. As for the lineups, the Padres lineup is out. Let me check if the Giants lineup is out. It is not. All right, so Padres thing that stood out to me right when I was looking at it, and then Jose Azokar. I don't know how many games he started. Is this going to be a second start with the Padres the whole year? He's been used as pinch running roles or defensive replacement roles. He just doesn't have a lot of playing time under his belt, starting playing time. So he's batting 9th in left field. So that gives Profar the DH spot after fans were throwing stuff at him, beer, baseballs, which obviously shouldn't happen, and Giants fans should be embarrassed for doing that. But for the lineup today, Cronenworth leading off, Manny hitting second. Manny, by the way, is my Padre pick yesterday. My Padre pick was Jake Cronenworth. He ended up going 1 for 4, hitting a home run. So maybe I was the good luck charm there to get Cronenworth going there into the Crone zone in right field. So I'm 24-11 so far this season in my pregame show Padre pick, and I'm going to go with Manny Machado. Eric, I know that's an easy pick, but I'm going with Manny today. What other options do you want me to go with? Hosmer, he's hit well against Rodon, I think, but he's not playing today. And I don't really trust picking Profar, to be honest. So I'm going to go with Manny today. And the rest of the lineup, Profar hitting third, DHing, Myers in the 4th spot. No Cano in the lineup either, so no Haas or Cano. It is against a lefty, so I guess you can kind of expect Cano not being in. Voit gets to start at first. It's been a while since he started at first base. It's been Hosmer or Cronenworth. And then Nola catching for Musgrove. Day game after a night game, so Alfaro wasn't going to catch. Ha-Seong Kim at short, batting 7th. Trent Grisham in center. Made a great play defensively yesterday there in center field with that diving catch with Manaea still on the mound. Here we go. I'm back. All right. There we go. My screen is black there. Hopefully you still have me here. Where was I? I went through the Padres lineup, bullpen chart. Oh yeah, MLB news. So Adley Rutschman's making his debut today for the Baltimore Orioles. He got called up. He is the number one prospect in Major League Baseball, and the Orioles get underway at a little after 4 o'clock today against the Tampa Bay Rays. Baltimore is at home, so it's kind of expected that Rutschman made his debut. He's going to make his debut at home, and the Orioles, that's their bright spot this year. You know, Adley, that's their guy, their number one prospect. We were kind of in this position, a few years ago, right? It wasn't like with Gore or Abrams, but with Tatis, we had Manny, we had Haas, but in 2019 when Tatis came up, everyone was excited, right? It's like, oh, Fernando's here. Let's watch this guy. You know, the players, Ian Kinsler, Hosmer, Manny, they had all just went into Preller's office in Peoria and convinced AJ to put Fernando on the roster, on the opening day roster. And he came in, got that base hit off Mad Bum in the 5-5 hole, I think, for his first hit. I think he bunted for a hit later in that game as well against the Giants. Will hit a home run opposite field, I remember, in that game. But we were really excited for that. The Padres weren't going to be a contender, like a real contender that year. So that's what we were excited about, right? Manny's Padre debut, Tatis Padre debut. That's what Padre fans were hanging their hat on, right? Wasn't it like Eric Lauer starting opening day or something crazy like that? We've come really far from that. I know Lauer's pitching well with the Brewers. Obviously, that's just Padre karma. But having a rotation of Darvish, Musgrove, Manaea, Clev, Snell, and then Gore pitching well and in the bullpen, we've come a long way. So I guess that's a little bit of a flashback there. But that's what the Orioles are going to be looking at right now. Not a contender, and they're going to just those fans that are going to be at the ballpark, it's going to be for Adley. He was the number one pick, I believe, came out of Oregon State, was the best catcher in the draft, obviously, number one prospect, and so I'll probably be tuning into that after the Padre game. There's the PGA Championship on as well. NBA playoffs have sucked so far this year, at least the conference finals, blowouts all over the place. So probably tuning into that a little bit. Colorado has a doubleheader with the Mets. Dodgers are in Philadelphia for their second game of that weekend series. They get started a little after 3 o'clock. Dodgers are 26-12 after their win last night. Did you guys hear that the Dodgers, I think, had a flat tire or something, and Craig Kimbrell fixed it? That was a kind of a weird story. I saw that somewhere. I think it was either yesterday or today. I saw that on Twitter. I was like, huh? Wow. They should have got some Phillies fan to come fix it so it wouldn't have gotten fixed, so they wouldn't have even gotten to the ballpark. The Yankees are underway. Nothing on the White Sox. I think they have a doubleheader tomorrow because their game yesterday got postponed. But that's what the MLB news looks like for today. Go comments here before getting out of here. Tupac13, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Same with you, Czar. Nice interview. Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, I was waiting for months to have Lauren come on, so that was really, really great to come on and be able to talk to her. Good morning, Anthony. Thank you to the interview appreciation. Heath Bell, I also talked to him earlier this week. That's up there if you're interested. You didn't know that. Yeah, Czar, yeah, you're right. Voit needs to get going. My hope that pitchers throw him more fastballs, but I know that's not going to happen. So I guess my hopes aren't up that high. And I know he's not going to make like a swing or a load adjustment like Harper with 2 strikes. I've said this numerous times. He doesn't have this big load. It's a toe tap, and he still swings violently. Okay, Voit, do that. That. He is and just hasn't implemented. He's not comfortable with it, but I don't have my hopes up too much. Yeah, Anthony, I heard Kimbrel changed the flat tire, the Dodgers flat tire yesterday before their game. The Raven says Voit will be. I don't know about that. I mean, Justin Lang for him, who was a good pitching prospect out of LSU. I think it's too early to be talking about cutting Luke Voit. It's not like he's a free agent at the end of the year, right? And they can just say, no, we'll just pay the rest of the contract this year, and there you go, right? He's only making like $5.5 million, but they have him under control for 2 more years. And James Wood might be available at some point next year, end of next year, but I think that's a long shot. I'd probably say he'd be ready 2024. So they're going to want Voit to be the DH there. Cano's 30. They're not bringing him back next year, right? I think, yeah, Cano's off to a good start. Should be playing more than Voit, as I've said a couple times already. But I don't know how long this is going to continue of him playing really well. So I think it's too early to void Voit, as Anthony says there. All right, I think that'll do it. This has been the Talking Friars Padres Giants pregame show for May 21st, 2022. I'm Ben Fadden, signing off here. Everyone enjoy the game. I'll be back with the post-game video reaction as always. Video on the Talking Friars Twitter and the Padres' main scoring good highlights on the Instagram and TikTok. The main game, a lot of game highlights on the Twitter account. All right, I'll see you, everyone. Enjoy the game.